Good morning. Welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. Thank you so much for coming in and joining during the King's Court Live. Good morning. Thank you so much. Trying to get my ring light on, but I can't reach it. Excuse me. Let me turn this camera off real quick. I hope everyone's doing well this morning and enjoying the day wherever you are. And I apologize. You may hear some mowing because it's a beautiful day out already. And I think I hear one of the neighbors getting started. Thank you so much for joining Sharon Gabo. Anyone that comes in during the live, thank you so much. I hope everyone is having a great day already. Not too early here, right around 9:30. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate everybody who has lasted the whole season of King's Court. It was a nice, even 10 episodes. I hope they get some type reunion, though I don't know how that would work. I guess the Pete's would host. I would love to see everyone in the room. Excuse me, maybe everyone that lasted at least, maybe the last three people. One moment. I apologize for that. I was getting notifications while I was live. I'm actually on my iPad. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. And this was a pretty good season. This was their first season, of course. And I think it was really good. I liked it. I liked it. I don't love the outcome, but the outcome is the outcome. And it's, I guess, the people that were chosen or not chosen, things worked as they should have. So we're going to start with where we left off last week. They were doing the final dates. Tyson is taking Jennifer for a motorcycle ride. So he's teaching her on the ground how to kind of go be one with the bike, one with the bike. If you've ridden a bike before, you know how it is. Pretty easy lesson. He's telling her, you can hold me as hard as you can. And she's practicing holding him around his waist. We see you, Jennifer. We see you in that juicy burger. So Jennifer says, I trust you. Y'all know how Jennifer do. She tells us in her confessional that Tyson is the type of man she likes. He's a little dangerous. You can get hurt, but that's how she feels about him. He is telling us that she is calm, and that puts him at ease. He's been kind of pushing this narrative over the past few weeks as he has become more attracted to Jennifer. For some reason, he feel like he had to make Felicia look difficult. And I do like Tyson. I feel like he's been playing, but I feel like everyone should know that he's been playing. In my opinion, it's been clear to me. So I hate to see some of the women take it too seriously, take him seriously, and end up hurt. But I feel like he's been clear with his intentions. I don't even care what he says. I'm looking at what he's doing. So we got Felicia in there. She's cooking eggs, and she is scrambling those eggs. Felicia is a little bit upset. And Felicia kind of wears her feelings on her sleeve a little bit. We know she's upset. So, of course, the other kings take this as an opportunity to start kind of making fun of her. So Thaddeus is poking her, asking her, do you like to ride bikes? Did you want to go ride a motorcycle? So Felicia plays it off. And I was with her on that. She was like, it probably was in the best interest for us not to have a final date because she was already mad at him. Everybody knew they already had a little bit of a tiff. And he was hugging and kissing Jennifer in front of everybody. I think they could kind of cool down on that. It was the last few days. So that was a little disrespectful. Felicia was still upset. So the men were kind of making fun of her. She asked, does anybody want an egg? Janae said, I'll take one. I think Janae was just being nice. I'll take one. So Felicia was scrambling the eggs. I don't think she asked her how she wanted it. She just said, does anybody want an egg? And she started scrambling. And then Thaddeus said, if those eggs are nothing else, they scrambled. I thought that was funny. Yeah, Sharon, I'd like a reunion. I think that would tie it up pretty nice. And we already have the Pete's, who I think would make amazing hosts. I'd love to see that. So this is the last few days in the house. We have Tyson and Jennifer talking about how he feels. And I didn't like it. He had to bring up Felicia. He says, you're calm. You make me calm. But Felicia, sometimes I feel like she's scolding me. And Jennifer... I didn't like that. They don't have to put each other down to rise up. He has different things that he likes about each one of them. And I feel like Jennifer's not a girl's girl. I know Felicia's not. Felicia will go toe to toe with anybody that she thought was coming at Tyson. But I think Jennifer pretends to be a little more zen and doesn't seem like she would be that way against another woman, but she is. Give me a second. I want to try more light. I'm sorry. Okay, so with these final dates in the house, next we see Carlos and Janae, because Carlos picked nobody but Janae for his last date, and I don't blame him for doing that. Carlos and Janae's final date is they're going to have a helicopter ride. We find out Janae has a fear that he would like for her to face and that she's willing to face. Oh, you didn't? Sharon Gobble didn't like Jennifer? I don't really care for her myself. I'm trying to give her a chance because she's in there as the perfect match. And it wasn't her fault that she was attracted to someone else that wasn't her perfect match on paper. I didn't like the way she handled it. And I think she's a little phony. And Tyson's going to allude to that at the end. So he says, so they're riding the bike. He said, you trusted me with the bike, trust me with this. Talking about him choosing between Felicia and Jennifer. And Jennifer, I think Jennifer thought she had it in the bag. So Carlos and Janae's final date, they're riding helicopters. Confessional Janae is going, we're going to die. We're going to die. This is how it's going to end. We're going to die. Janae started to get on my nerves toward the end. I can't believe she's this insecure and unsure and just, I didn't know Janae was like that, but I started to see it over the few weeks. And now it's just, Carlos got his work cut out for him. Janae, what she was able to present herself as during these few weeks that they were together, I don't know that she can keep it up on the outside. And we find out she's a business owner. So you have to be pretty secure and have a, go get it spirit to you. But I don't know, y'all. Janae, just what I'm seeing of her over the past few weeks and now, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So Titus and Ariel, Thaddeus and Ariel, one and the same, they are going to ride horses for their final date. And Confessional Ariel is telling us she lives in Houston and she loves a cowboy. So Titus is saying Ariel was his first choice until Dr. Kalia got there. And then things kind of went everywhere. He wants to see if he can rekindle what he had with Ariel. And they talk. They always have good conversations, as long as she's not saying something back to him that he doesn't like. So she asked him when the last time he'd been on a horse. He hasn't ridden in 20 years. Yeah, the helicopter ride was nice. And Janae did it. She was afraid and she faced her fear. So they're having fun riding horses. I put dejected Felicia's in the kitchen. She's trying to encourage a very nervous, pacing Dr. Kalia. So y'all, we get the confessional cussing Dr. Kalia back. She said, this is complete BS. And then she says, this is the man that God has chosen for me. Y'all, Kalia something else. And Thaddeus says Ariel was, when she first got there, she was attached to his hip like a bulldog. But again, as the other ladies came in and he had to spend more time, their bond kind of broke up a little bit. So he sits down with her again. He's complimenting her positive qualities, compliments her for being a single mother. I don't know how I feel about these constant compliments that Thaddeus has for the single mothers. Is he looking for a single mother because his mother was a single mother? I don't know, but I don't know that that's something you compliment someone on. Of course, they have to be strong and be all things to their child or children, but congratulations, you're a single mother. This is something he does all the time. He does it to Dr. Kalia too. So Ariel saying she wants to learn how to communicate with him, and he learned how to communicate with her. And then she said she'll be heartbroken if she's not his queen. I was surprised that she was that candid. I really was. Because she has really piped down. Ariel seems like a different lady to me over the past few weeks. After he brought her to one of the elimination dinners, she kind of piped all the way down. She's not as feisty as she has been, or as Tyson would say, spicy as she has been. And Thaddeus looks serious. He looks like he's taking it seriously. I don't think he realized, it really sunk in, because he's been playing a lot, that these women are serious. Some of them are really looking for love, and he's going to hurt someone. He is. So Ariel says she does want to move forward. And Thaddeus said, I do love you. I do care about you. And then in a confessional, he tells us, I'd be honored to have Ariel or Dr. Kalia as a wife. I don't know, y'all. I think this might have went too far. So confessional Carlos is telling us he's proud of Janae for fighting her fear. And he says she was so calm. She made him calm. Carlos and Janae are sitting together talking. he started to ask her, what does she feel about a prenup? Janae doesn't have a poker face, y'all. Don't play poker, Janae. She didn't like it at all. So all she could say was, well, I've been exposed to women that had children and they ended up with nothing. And she started getting in her feelings about that. But Janae, if you're dealing with sports celebrities or anybody like that, they're probably gonna want a prenup unless they're stupid. And then I don't know if you would want them, or maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe they target the ones that don't care about a prenup. But Carlos is about his business. He has a business. He has 4 children, and he's about his business. So she gets in a confessional. She has a fear of having the rug pulled from under her. And Carlos says something that's fair. He said, you've lived your whole life without me up until this point. Whatever you've accumulated is yours, and whatever I've accumulated is mine. And then if we start building going forward, then that would be something you split. Confessional Janae is telling us, I'm upset that this conversation had to come up just as soon as we're getting ready to leave the house. I realize we're living in a bubble. Sometimes I don't know about Janae. I know she's a smart woman, but sometimes I don't know about her. So next we have, let's see. Oh, okay. I like the way they did the ending, where they call it the coronation. I think that's a fancy word. I don't know what they mean, what they're supposed to be coronating, but the coronation. So they bring Carlos and Janae out first because that is a given. That's a done deal. I don't even know why they started showing us about prenups and stuff, because these two are not going home with anybody but each other, and that's it, okay? So they do give them the whole ceremony, as they should have. We see the Kings getting dressed and ready. Everybody looks really good. Tyson is dressed in a tuxedo, but the bottom are magenta pink pants, like Pepto-Bismol pink. So I guess that's him mixing it up. I don't know. Or maybe he forgot the bottom to his tux. But all the men look really nice. The women look gorgeous. Everyone had on formal gowns or dresses or something. They look good. First, of course, we start with Carlos and Janae. Let me go back to what Sharon says. Janae didn't like that question about the prenup at all. No, she didn't. I wonder what she thought it was going to be. He was saying he's head over heels in love. We had a couple of scenes where they said that. He let her know, I'd never met anybody like you before, and I'm just in love. I can't picture my life without you. Matter of fact, when he sits there, she comes down the steps. She looked beautiful. She was greased up. Sometimes she's kind of ashy, but she looked really good. She's moisturized and beautiful. Finally calm, because she has been on pins and needles the past few weeks. So they looked good together. They did. She sat down. He told her she looked beautiful. He says from the first night, in that pink dress, he could have talked to her for 4 hours. He wants to be with her, and he can't see his life without her. And he doesn't want to be with anybody else. That's what Carlos said. It sounds like marriage vows, y'all. That's what he said, but I still don't believe him. Y'all know what I think about Carlos. I think he's kind of playing a little bit, and he just wants somebody. He does want a permanent girlfriend, but for what Lexi said about him and printed out and showed people, I don't know if he's been able to do that yet. So Janae's claiming the same thing. He's the only one for her. She doesn't want anybody else. And I think they both were really looking for that. So that's why they matched. Carlos gave her a beautiful promise ring. He put it right on her finger, y'all. It fit like a glove. She teased him about it later. How did you know it was going on that finger? And then he says, will you be my queen? He did ask her. She said, yes. And she said, he's the most incredible person she's ever met. So that beautiful emerald ring fit right on her finger. So Carlos says, I feel like after all of this, we need more time. And he said, I have the tickets. I would also like to go away for a week to Cabo. And she was like, oh my God, yes, of course, yes. So of course they stand up and start kissing. He gives her the tickets, which I thought was funny. So I think, is this a confessional? No, she might've been saying this directly to him. I'm sorry, I usually say confessional, so I know. He said, I finally found my person. I really feel like you're my soulmate. She said this directly to him, and then they kissed. He said he knew the ring would fit. Janae's saying, I love you, baby. Thank you so much. So next we get Tyson. Tyson says this is a decision that he has spent years closed off. This experience lets him know he can love again. He didn't know he'd get attached so quickly. So first we get Jennifer, who comes down. Jennifer looked beautiful. Jennifer really, she's pretty anyway. She really looks good. So he said he didn't know he'd get attached so quickly, but life with Jennifer, here he goes. is more carefree if she is who she says she is. So Tyson, you thought Jennifer was faking too? Okay. He said they could have a life. He could picture the two of them together. And then I like the way production interspersed the two scenes. So we go from Tyson and Jennifer to Tyson and Felicia. Felicia looks beautiful as well. She looks gorgeous. She's wearing her hair down. So Tyson finally let them take those ponytails out. She's wearing her hair down. And she looked a little apprehensive, like she was hopeful, but she didn't know what was going to happen. So he starts telling her that he never wanted to hurt anyone. He says that she gave him one of the most beautiful smiles he had ever seen, and that there has been sparks between them since day one. And then he says he cannot make a decision right now to have her in his life. So as much as he hates to say it, she is not his queen. I don't think Felicia was surprised, but I don't know. I think she hoped it would go another way. She says, that's not what I wanted to hear, but I wish you the best. She was very classy because I didn't know what Felicia was going to do for a second. She was looking really serious. Sharon says, even though I don't like Carlos, I think he has a bit of more than he can chew with Janae. I would be surprised if they really got married. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that's why he did the promise ring first. She seems like somebody that needs a lot of reassurance. And he did mention that during one of his confessionals. Janae needs a lot of encouragement and reassurance at all times. So that has got to be tiring and exhausting in a relationship with her. But they made it to the end and chose each other. So next they bring out Jennifer. They show us the scene with Jennifer and Tyson. And he's complimenting her. He is telling her that it's kind of the same thing he told Felicia. He loves her smile, that there's definite sparks, or maybe I mixed the notes up, but he's telling her the same thing, basically, that he told Felicia. Oh, let me go back to Felicia's confessional. She says she may have dodged a bullet. She said Tyson is a child, and she's glad that she's not making the same mistakes. So in other words, she was saying she's glad he didn't pick her. I have to agree with Felicia. I think he was playing with her. He loved the physical parts of her, but he was never going to really get serious. And then at the end, he started claiming he didn't know her enough, and also that she was trying to press him to make a decision. So when he's speaking to Jennifer, he gives her all of her compliments first, and then he tells her she came in late, they didn't really get to know each other, and for that reason, she's not his queen. So Jennifer is disappointed as well. We see her in a confessional claiming that she wishes him the best. She said she fell into a fantasy where turning a bad boy player into one woman man. We get Tyson in a confessional who I think he knew all along, even before he said, I might go home with my damn self. I think he knew he wasn't going to pick anybody. I wasn't surprised. I think he even said, I choose myself, like Ready to Love. I was not surprised with Tyson's decision at all to just walk off into the sunset alone. He was not there for a commitment at all. He just wanted a good time. Yeah, he absolutely was there for a good time, not a long time. And he looked like he had a great time. So it didn't look like anybody was going to turn him into a one-woman man, because he didn't leave there as that. I think he got a few numbers. I wouldn't be shocked if he calls and spends more time with certain ones of them. But nobody was his queen, at least not this night. Tyson said his biggest issues are trust. He knows who he is, so he can trust himself, but that he doesn't know them. And that's why he picked himself. He said he'll definitely find his queen, but it has to be at his pace. So Tyson, they sprung this 8 to 10 weeks on you. They didn't let you know it was that short a time. He said it has to be at his pace. I think he'll find his queen, but I think as long as he can play, he will, until he's walking around almost too old to play, and then he's going to settle. And by then, Felicia and Jennifer and them be done aged out. He'll still be back in his looking for women in their 30s. Thaddeus comes in. Ariel is first, and she looks so pretty. When she came in, he complimented her. He said, you look beautiful. And then I heard him say, is that rented? Y'all, some of Thaddeus's humor, especially toward Ariel, is, to me, and I'm not overly sensitive to that. I have a good sense of humor, and I can laugh at myself. But Thaddeus and some of the jokes he makes toward Ariel is designed to chip away at her. I don't like that. Why would her dress be rented, Thaddeus? Is that Big Tux rented? So she says, oh, she laughs. "Ooh." And then she said, I wrote you a note. And it was a really heartfelt note. I don't know everything it said because I was really disappointed in Ariel for even giving him this much. I didn't think he was going to pick her starting from a couple of weeks ago when he was able to successfully humble her. I said, he's not going to pick her. So she wrote a note, blah, 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 through whatever, through God's will. Thaddeus must be talking about God a lot to these ladies because I noticed Ariel does it and also Dr. Kalia. And Thaddeus, I don't believe you. I'm covering him, but y'all know what Thaddeus looks like. I don't believe what he's saying. So he's like, oh, you trying to get a brother to well up. You know, he makes like he's crying. He says he's excited and nervous. And she says, you nervous? I can't believe it. And then she said, for some reason, thank you, Zaddy Daddy, or whatever it is she calls him. He whipped her right into shape. I'm a little disappointed. So they don't say what happens right then. They intersperse it the way they did with Tyson and Jennifer and Felicia. We see Thaddeus, Dr. Kalia come in. She looks beautiful. But he offered her champagne when she came in. He didn't offer champagne to, Good Morning Mama 59 Works. He didn't offer champagne to Ariel. I noticed that. So that was kind of, I don't know. I think they were foreshadowing because I felt like he was going to pick her anyway. We've seen it anyway. So Thaddeus offers Dr. Kalia champagne when she comes in. And Dr. Kalia says, from the moment I looked into those beautiful eyes, you've held up a mirror to me for me to see the best of myself. Hopefully I'll leave as your queen. And she gave that smile. She has a beautiful smile, but when she's staring, it looks kind of, it looks a little too, I don't know what to call it. Too intense. She makes me a little nervous. And I think Thaddeus should be nervous as well. I think Thaddeus toward the end started feeling himself and kind of treating these ladies like, you know, all these different options that he had, trying to act like Tyson. But I think if anyone is dead serious, it's Dr. Kalia. So I want Thaddeus to tread lightly. So he's held up a mirror for her to see the best of herself. And then something about God. And then he tells us what he loves about Dr. Kalia is her calming spirit. She's a safe space. I don't get that from Dr. Kalia, but I'm not in their relationship. I guess she shows him different than she shows other people because she didn't seem calm or safe when she walked up on Catherine in that robe. And it was supposed to be Catherine and Thaddeus's date, but he sees her as calm and safe. So, okay. So Kalia is shown during a clip saying that I know I can make you a better person and I know you can make me a better person. I'm nervous for her reaction if he doesn't pick her. So they talk and then he tells her that it's hard on him. Actually, I forgot a scene from earlier. When Felicia was trying to encourage Dr. Kalia, Ariel came in. And to me, Dr. Kalia was like, I don't care what anybody says. No one's going to question our relationship. It wasn't calm. Again, she was giving some of that energy that Thaddeus claims he didn't like, but he didn't seem to see it or recognize it in Dr. Kalia. So she's one that he better watch. So then we go back to Thaddeus and Ariel. He says, from the moment she walked into the gym with her horrible basketball skills, there he goes, knock you down, and piercing beauty. Then he lifted her up. He knew that she was strong, confident, and will make an amazing partner. And she says, it's scary to put your heart out there not knowing the outcome. And then he says, having the opportunity to love a woman again has been difficult. Because I met you, you've broken down my walls. And then he cries one tear, like Denzel Washington in Glory. You've broken down my walls. And then he says, because of this, it's difficult for me to say, Ariel, you're not my queen. And she looked disappointed, y'all. I don't think Ariel knew that she wasn't going to be selected. And then he gives her a pep talk. There's a lot of good men out there, and you're going to find an effing great one because you an effing great woman. So we get cussing encouragement from Thaddeus to Ariel. So Ariel says, I'm hurt, but I'm going to take this opportunity to reflect. And I know I'll be an amazing wife for someone who comes along and is my king. So I love that. I love that for her. So then he comes back. He says, Dr. Kalia Johnson, you've tolerated my crazy. And she's like, you tolerated mine too. Y'all, these two are something else together. He said, unfortunately, because y'all know how he do, unfortunately. And she looked at him like, do I go off now or let me just give him a minute? You will be stuck with me for a little longer. So then she starts laughing. She didn't have to go off because I think Dr. Kalia would have went off one time for us. I really do. Sharon saying what I think. Thaddeus is a player. I'm still looking at him sideways. The relationship between Thaddeus and Dr. Kalia, in my opinion, won't last. They're both too intense. I forgot. I wrote it down. Let me see what Ariel was talking about the two of them. And she was saying, Thaddeus and I balance each other out. She said, Thaddeus and Dr. Kalia are a walking TED Talk. She said they can be kind of preachy and serious. And I don't know how that's going to work. So I agreed with her when she said that. Yeah, she was really hurt. And honestly, I feel like she dodged a bullet. I don't want Thaddeus for Ariel. I saw the way he was trying to check and humble her from early on, even with the elimination dinner. And I don't want that for her. I know she can do much better. Kalia, honestly, Dr. Kalia is going to be able to defend herself against that. He tries it with her. He did with the elimination dinner, but he can only go so far with her. So the two of them stand up. They start hugging each other, and he's joking with her. I was going to take you to dinner, but we might not make it to dinner. So they kissing and hugging. Thaddeus turns to Dr. Kalia, and he turns her toward the audience, and he tells us, all of you on the dating apps and the Christian mingle, I'm unavailable. She starts laughing, and he said, and she's unavailable. So then production gives us updates. They show a picture of Dr. Kalia and her 9-year-old son, along with Thaddeus. Looked like he took them to the movies. So they've met. He's met the son. They've met each other's children, it says. The update says that Carlos and Janae are deeply in love and they're traveling. Congratulations, Janae, you got your man. So we got a picture of them in Cabo and then a picture of them going somewhere else. We show Tyson in all leather on a runway, still walking the runway of love alone. That's what production said. This man is not alone. I don't care what y'all say. This was a good season, y'all. The only thing missing is if they could just give, like, maybe even all go to the clubhouse and let the Pete's host, because I want to hear some more about what went on in the house. Yeah, Sharon is saying what I believe she dodged the bullet also. Yeah, I think Felicia and Jennifer dodged bullet with Tyson, though they should have known that man was playing all along. And that's why I never really said anything bad about Tyson. A lot of people don't like him and they're upset. I'm not upset because I could see what he was doing all along. I could see it from the get-go. And I feel like Dr. Kalia is going to have a tough road to hoe because Thaddeus is one, he loves strong women, but he also loves to break strong women down. What I'm looking at, from what I can see, we saw him do it with Dr. Shawana. He even did it with Bree, trying to have Bree exposing herself and then send her home the same night. There he is, y'all. The perpetual bachelor. He also said that I don't want to be George Clooney. And Holly had to let him know George Clooney is happily married. He married the love of his life. They have children, and he's doing just fine. So I don't know what Tyson's waiting for. I guess, I don't know. I think he had the pick of, not the litter, but the pick of the women. I think all of them were beautiful. Everyone was something that he would have wanted, but I think he just has a problem choosing one. I don't know if that problem goes away or not. But this was a pretty good, I actually liked this. I didn't watch Queen's Court, but I feel like I would have liked it better than Queen's Court. And if we get a reunion, it will be perfect. If not, it was a nice little bow to tie up the season. I actually liked it. So I was going to give it a 9. I'll go ahead and give it a 10. I'll give it a 10 because they tied up the season nicely. I didn't think Tyson was going to select anybody. He didn't. And Thaddeus, I felt like he was leaning toward Dr. Kalia when he would always defend her when she'd be doing that little crazy stuff. Said he has a bond with her. I don't see it. She's pretty. She's a pediatrician. But to me, that cancels out with that when she starts talking about God and looking straight in the eye and smiling. It's a little creepy to me. But congratulations to him and Dr. Kalia. We'll see how long they will be together. Carlos and Janae, I don't know what's going to happen there. I really don't. But this was well worth watching, y'all. If anybody hasn't picked up King's Court yet, it was the last episode, the finale on Sunday night. But it's on Peacock. It's on Bravo. It's worth watching. It's a lot of fun. Watch my reviews as well. They're not too long, usually about a half hour or so, unless something crazy happens and then we chat a little longer about it. But thank you, everybody, for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Please like the video. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you in the YouTube streets. Thank you. Bye.